अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशिष मांगे, गावे तब जय गाथा, जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Namaskar and a very good morning to one and all present here. On behalf of the team of Odisha Art and Literature Festival, it is the pleasure to welcome all of you to the 3 wonderful days of magical gatherings of writers, poets, novelists, story writers, translators, artists, and moreover, literature lovers. And I welcome all of you to Odisha Art and Literature Festival 2018. We'll start this remarkable journey with the traditional lighting of the lamp. I'd request the honorable guest on the dais to please do the honors. Thank you. We are extremely privileged to have with us the Honorable Governor of Odisha, Shri SC Jamir, as the chief guest, and Dr. Helmuth Niederle, the President, PEN International Austrian Chapter, as the keynote speaker. We have the directors of Odisha Art and Literature Festival, Shri Manu Das, Shri Sonit Mandal, and Shri Sarabjit Garcha on the dais. I would call the volunteers to kindly welcome the dignitaries with the flower bouquets. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Shri Manu Das, Managing Trustee, Dhauli Review Trust and Director, Odisha Art and Literature Festival 2018, to give the welcome address.
Namaskar. It's a great pleasure and honor for us to welcome you all to the 3rd edition of Odisha Art and Literature Festival in our beautiful city of Bhubaneswar. This time, the festival has achieved a new peak. 2 years ago, we started it more or less like a regional literature festival. Last year, the overwhelming participation of writers from other parts of India made it a national festival. And this year, it has truly become an international festival for art and literature, both in terms of the range, character of its content, and due to the number of participants, both from the parts of India and abroad. This would have been impossible without support of our sponsors, cooperations of writers and thinkers, and of course due to an enthusiastic audience who are eager to meet the writers, artists. Without these supports, it would have been impossible to host this. This edition comes with many special features, but the central theme will be literature knows no border. This time, we have writers delegation from Austria, writers from Netherlands, Morocco, Israel, London, and Slovenia who would be discussing their writings and literature in their specific cultural context. Besides, we have fine writers across India reading, talking, and discussing their work. For the first time, an organized cultural exchange has been taken place between Odisha and the Northeast in the field of literature. We are thankful to the Northeastern Council for making it a reality. Besides the participation of more than 60 writers and a divergent discussion, we pride ourselves on championing new writers and those who have just published. For this festival, we have published more than 15 books in various languages in different genres and translation of literature from many languages. Not only eminent writers, but also emerging writers are very much constituting the heart of the festival, and we are honored to offer them opportunity to showcase their work of audience and also the opportunity to meet with more established writers. We are also giving the first Jayadev National Poetry Award to eminent Hindi poet Vishnu Khare, being selected by our esteemed jury members and eminent poets Rajendra Kishore Panda, Manohar Shetty, and Asutosh Dubey. We congratulate Vishnu Khare for being the recipient of this maiden award and our heartfelt gratitude to the eminent jury members. We are also delighted to inform that three young and acclaimed poets like Sarabjit Garcha, Sonit Mandal, and Tushar Dhaval have joined their hands as the directors of OALF to translate our objectives into reality. Surprisingly, the more we get globalized, the world seems to get terrified by its effect, which in turn creating a great deal of misunderstanding among the cultures. In such a world in which the proliferation of mass communication technology ensures we all have a greater access to each other than ever before. Cultural diplomacy like such literature festival is utmost critical to the foster peace and stability throughout the world. I hope this festival in its rainbow hues and shades will leave a long-lasting impression on you. Let me once again welcome you to this festival. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I'd like to invite Shri Sonit Mandal, the Director OALF 2018, to give his address.
Good morning, everyone. Well, I would invoke few words of some personalities like Gregory H. Johnson, who said, "My first date was with Endeavour, and my last date is going to be with Endeavour as far as space shuttles are concerned." I echo his words here, saying my first date was with Endeavour and my last date is going to be with Endeavour as far as space in literature and arts is concerned. I take the opportunity to thank His Excellency, the Governor of Odisha, for making the opening of the festival so special with his presence. Thank you, sir. I thank all the participants, authors who have taken one step further to cross borders for the cause of unity through arts and literature, and of course, poetry. And I congratulate Vishnu Khare ji for the first Jayadev National Poetry Award. I believe awards are a tribute, something special for what good you have contributed to the world so far. It allows us to look back at the days of our hard work and understand how it has contributed to the life of many. I invoke the words of the famous footballer Zinedine Zidane, who said, "It doesn't matter how many times you win an award, it is always very special." I thank our sponsors, and of course, I hope the following days of the fest would bloom with creativity, lively discussions, which would contribute to the cultural tradition of the country. Thank you once again, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Now I'd invite Dr. Helmuth Niederle to give his keynote address.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. In my language, Guten Morgen. Or if you want in Arabic, Salam, and what I like so much in Hebrew, Shalom. It means peace. And what we need in this world is definitely peace. And we know exactly that we writers are the ones, now I quote a Nigerian author, Ben Okri, we the writers, we the poets, are the one who supply the different societies with the very fine stuff called clear water of poetry. The societies are obliged that they are listening and drinking the water which is coming from the poetry. And the society which has only spoiled wealth can't be sane. Now I read you my keynote address. It's called The Praise of Imperfection. Man is a traveler through time, and on that path he travels from birth to death. As we know, everyone is walking this path of life. Seen in this way, it is not an exaggeration to say that everyone arrives at his destination. And the arrival that begins in dying is a special form of perfection. However, the perfection that allows no change and no development. On their path between birth and death, there's a multitude of goals, important and less meaningful, pleasant and repulsive. There are also geographical destinations, some to visit temporarily, and some to stay there as long as possible. From what has been said so far, it is easy to see that the incomplete, the unfinished, is intrinsically appealing. Of course, this does not mean that the joy that derives from dealing with a masterpiece of art must be rejected. No, just the opposite. The particular form of perfection is to be understood as an inviting way to further humanize the world. It is the foreshadowing of what one sees as a desirable state of one's own life and how one wishes the state of the world. However, to achieve this perfection in individual space as well as in the global context, always remembering that this state will never be attainable, requires the unfinished yet to bring to an end. In other words, the challenge posed by the unfinished is that each individual is called upon to bring the unfinished to an end that is self-consistent and therefore valid. But this also means that people must always live in a world that is not yet finished, but it demands the contribution of each individual so that he can achieve completion. It is a world of voices, of alternatives, which are always dependent on different ideas to develop beautifully in the direction of what is laid out in, but is still hidden, and what is to be exposed through the creative possibilities that are available to a human being. When archaeology, with the utmost care, exposes layer after layer, disappeared through centuries, it is the adoring attitude of the unfinished. It is to be seen as an archaeology in the present day gently prunes the possibilities of the future. Such an attitude is deeply democratic and allows the contradiction. Yes, that challenges him, begging for contradictions to be expressed in order to achieve the greatest possible freedom for people through the diversities of ideas. In other words, the commitment to be unfinished allows people of different cultures, religions, beliefs, and generations to connect with each other and create something new. It is a world of discourse in which conscience is seen as the most ignominious sin and intolerance as the meanest kind of inhumanity, because in these things, the truly human as well as the divine, e.g. the cross-border, are made impossible. For if inhumanity becomes a valid body of thought, the existence of human beings, culture, and nature are endangered. Then ignorance and delusion catch hold of the space. In a world of discourse, the boundaries desired, wished, and drawn by the politically powerful have no place. For political boundaries are ruling drawn in the name of a religion, an ideology, a tradition, or even in the name of a statesman who indulges in self-glorification. Yet neither the defenders nor the beneficiaries of these ruling guess that they share one property with porcelain: fragility. Sometimes just a little is enough to destroy what seems to be a solid thing. With that, it lands on the garbage heap of history. Quite different is the arts. The questioning of the fixed structure leads to new insights, to new literary, musical, or picture results, which in turn can become the basis for further exercises in art. Thank you very much, and please take me a small little remark. My literary language is German and not English. That you could hear this wonderful translation, please give a special hand to Sarita Chenamani, my guest, a member of Austrian band. She's so wonderful. Please give her a hand. Thank you, Sarita.
Thank you, sir. Now it's time for the felicitations to Sri Vishnu Khare, poet, recipient first Jaidev National Poetry Award for his book Aur Anya Kavitaएं. I would request him to kindly come over to the stage. Before that, I would like to thank the wonderful panel of jury for very generously giving their time and going through the process of reading numerous books and arriving at their choice. I would now request the Honorable Governor, Shri SC Jamir, Dr. Helmuth Niederle, and Directors OALF to kindly help with the felicitations. Sri Vishnu Khare is an Indian Hindi and English poet, translator, literary and film critic, journalist and scriptwriter. He taught English literature at university level, served as the program secretary of Sahitya Academy, the National Academy of Letters in India, and has been the editor of Hindu Daily Navaratna Times in Navbharat Times in Lucknow, Jaipur and New Delhi. The Dhauli Review Trust is proud to honor Sri Khare. Now it's time for the felicitations to Moa Subongji and Arenla Subong. I'm sorry, we are privileged to witness the book release of the Odia book Jane Nagara Anveshana by Honorable Governor of Odisha and translated by Chaudhry Ranjita Praharaj. I'd request Srimati Ranjita Praharaj to kindly come over to the stage. Wings of Passion. Thank you. Now it's time for the felicitations to Moa Subongji and Arinla Subong. I'd request them to kindly come over to the stage and request the governor and the dignitaries on the dais to kindly felicitate them. A book by them is also going to be released, names The Wings of Passion by Moa Subong and Arinla Subong. Moa and Arinla Subong of the Abiogenesis rock and fusion band from Nagaland have made outstanding contributions to the music of Northeast. They are inventors of the banham, a new wind musical instrument made of bamboo, as well as a new form of world music called the Hove, a fusion of folk tones and various forms of modern music. Deeply rooted in the past, their unique art also looks to the future, celebrated for their energetic and lively acts. They have performed in many places in India and Thailand. The Dhauli Review Trust is proud to honor this gifted duo. I would now request Shri Mitra Bhanu Gonthia and Srimati Basanti Machi to kindly come over to the stage for felicitations.
तपाईँ कहाँ बही रिलिज हो कहिले चाहिँ छ बात गर्दैछ बहीबाट रिलिज हो बुक रिलिज फेलिसिटेसन त नहीं
ना
बुक रिलिज हो रहा है
बनारस और अन्य जन श्री कुमार Thank you. Now it's time for some book releases by a group of writers. I'd request the Honorable Governor to kindly inaugurate the books by respective authors. Banaras O Anya Jane, Shri Aswini Kumar. The next is Till the Next Wave Comes, ebong Samakalina Austria Kabita by Sarita Jenamani Madam. Wings of Passion the hate na. Next, Language Matters by B. N. Patnaik. Next is Aina Micha Kohena by Dr. Satya Narayan Mohanty. The Duck's Diary by Mrs. Sneha Prabha Dash. Next is an audio book by Shashikant Mishra and Malay Mishra, Dasati Gappa. Wings of Passion by Arinla Subong. I would like to invite the Honorable Governor, SC Jamir, to kindly give his address.
Dignitaries on the dais, writers, artists from state, country, and abroad, distinguished invitees, media persons, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to be here for the inauguration of the third edition of Odisha Art and Literature Festival. With humble beginnings, the festival has started in 2016, has expanded its horizon by inviting local writers and writers from the country and abroad as well. I am told that the present festival is having writers from as many as 6 countries, besides eminent personalities from the field of literature and art of the state and the country. I congratulate Dhauli Review Trust, the organizer of this festival, for its dedicated endeavor to promote literature and art. Besides promoting writers with publication and release of their books, it also works for the fostering brotherhood, fraternity, and equality among people. It is heartening to know that our organizing trust has instituted Jadab National Poetry Award from this year to be given to a poet for excellent work in any Indian language, including English. Let me congratulate the recipient of the first Jaya National Poetry and also writers whose books are released today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start with a question. 2 questions. Actually, why has art and literature always mattered to us? Why should it matter now? The answers to these questions are fundamentally about who are and who we want to be. We are a country rooted in our linguistic history. We celebrate a vibrant culture. We are a culturally diverse country and welcomes everyone. We are a democracy. We believe in and promote equality among all and human rights. We promote these values to the world. All of these strengths make our culture and our identity dynamic. They make us unique, and we have been committed to preserve our strengths. Odisha is a land of rich art and culture. It has been a unicultural land from long time. Its cultural heritage is centuries old. The culture of Odisha is an amalgam of native art forms, language, literature, architectural style, music, festivals, archaeological monuments, heritage centers, and so on. The artistic field of Odisha comprises ancient classical art, folk art, as well as modern artistic forms. The entire vivacity of Odishan life appears during the celebration of the land's gamut of festivals. Odissi dance and Odia language have earned the elite classical status in the country because of their antiquity. Odia literature is enriched with wonderful creations of many gifted literature. Odisha has understood the need to promote art and literature, and such festivals are always welcome to serve the cause. Literature, the art of the word, the art which is closer to thought, is distinguished from other forms of art, be it painting or music, by a greater emphasis on thought, content, as compared to form. On the other hand, an art such as classical music may be almost entirely devoted to creating a mood rather than arousing any thought. Literature represents the endurance of an interpretation, ideas that are fixed Literature is important for the same reasons. Art is important. It is a reflection of the world as seen through the eyes of the artist or writer. The function of art is self-expression. It can take many forms: singing, acting, musical instruments, design, and writing art is what makes us complete. It brings us together and it has no boundaries. It can genuinely unite us. The importance of having people in society who can express themselves creatively is critical. The construction of creativity is one of the most important steps in our human evolution. As a society, we cannot move forward unless we have creative people like many of you today who have received your awards. With the few friends of fake news, the polarization of social issues, and the silencing of inconvenient truths, humanity in authentic voice seem to be rare commodities these days. That's why making space for creativity and artistic outlets is more important than ever before. The primary reason we make both public and private investment in the arts is for the inherent value of culture, life-enhancing, entertaining, defining our personal and national identities. For the social, educational, and economic benefits of art on the top of that, remove the arts and you are left with a society bereft of its identity or anything else. The continual challenge is that creativity in the arts have a tendency to be looked at as a decorative addition on the top of the critical social, economic, and political fabric of thriving society rather than as an essential part of the picture. This is fundamentally misguided. Creativity is closely linked to our ability to solve problems, express ourselves freely, reflect critically, and achieve personal fulfillment and self-actualization. One could easily argue that these are the building blocks of a society, social, economic, and political success. The world needs creative thinkers in all disciplines, people who can tackle complex challenges and develop innovative solutions to solve the kind of open-ended, unscripted problems we face in the real world. Let me emphasize that divergent thinking, the kind that generates multiple ideas and solutions, needs to be fostered. Today, when literary festivals are growing in number, I am happy that Odisha Art and Literature Festival strives to be distinct. The festival seeks to become a medium to boost the quality of the region's literary and artwork while building bridges to get persons, people of literature and art, and the public at large here and outside to get to know one another's culture and arts, literary works, thereby bolstering Odisha's image and identity. The annual Odisha Art and Literature Festival has made art and literature important elements to foster a just society as well as boost human rights and freedom of expression. I sincerely wish this festival grows to be a festival of many dimensions that it deserves, so as Odisha is a state with a vibrant literary and artistic culture and tradition. I hope the festival will be a great meeting of creative minds, and it promises to be an unprecedented get-together of writers and artists and passionate lovers of art and literature. I'm sure they will exchange expressions and expectations, introspect and retrospect, and share their thoughts and dreams in an atmosphere of goodwill and harmony. With these words, I wish the third Odisha Art Literature Festival all success and becomes a leading festival of such in the country as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful words. Now I'd like to invite Sri Sarabjit Garcha, Director, OALF 2018, to come and give the vote of thanks.
Dear friends, authors, poets, and Honorable Governor of Odisha, I'm truly grateful to you for your wonderful words that were full of inspiration. I thank each and every participant from 6 countries across the world. We are honored to have you here, and I'm sure you'll enjoy 3 days with us. Thank you very much.
जन मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशिष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय